Hello peoples, happy 8 p.m. Happy Saturday. Hope you're doing well and hope everything's going well. That was redundant. Let's see, today's conversation is about habits. Let me see here. I would say today is just an open conversation. Whoever hops on is cool, and that's not what I meant. Whoever hops on or does not hop on, either way is good. We're going to have fun today. Okay, so let me see here. I am on, I see some people hopping on. Game Master 9221, hello. And hello people, wow, I see a lot of people on right now. Ken, good to see you on. So I'll be honest, for today's conversation, I'm going to rely a lot on you guys to support me and help me out here with keeping up conversation with asking good questions, all right? So I could use your support with asking good questions and just keep the conversation going. Let's see, I'll give you a little bit, like I don't know how much I have to talk about. I'm going to roll with it and we'll see how it goes, all right? I will figure out something. We'll figure out something, all right? Marking69, good to see you on. All right, so let me see here. Jonathan Ruiz, good to see you on. What exactly is a bad habit? Honestly, a bad habit is, goodness, there's so many different ways to define this. I think there's a lot of definitions of a bad habit. I think, in my personal opinion, off the top of my head, I think a bad habit is something that makes that is hurtful for us. Let's see. I'm gonna say it's harmful for us or other people. That could be emotionally, physically, mentally, etc., etc. So, yeah, I would say that's the most basic definition of a bad habit. All right. John, good to see you on. Let's see. Doing drugs is a bad habit. For the most part, yeah, I would say so. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to play devil's advocate here. I'm like, is there a way to spin that in a realistic way where doing drugs could be a good habit? I don't know. Is it possible? I'm sure there is. Do I have a good answer for that? For how it could be a good habit? Maybe if I tried, but I would have to agree that it's probably not a good habit. So, all right. Anyway, what I like to do is I kind of like to start the conversation off with explaining why, certain thoughts come to my mind. So today's conversation was very specifically, intentionally named an open conversation about habits, good and bad. So let's see, just to kind of fill anyone in who is not aware. Let's see, in November I weighed 100. Ooh, wow. No, in November I weighed like 189 pounds. But then I was eating, I traveled, I ate a lot, I gained like 9 pounds there. Quickly lost it all. I lost the 9 pounds that I gained. And I guess in a way, if you want to include the 9 traveling pounds, that was very easy to lose. I lost probably about 30 pounds. I lost over 30 pounds in like, I would say about 2 months. So my point is, like, when I lost the 30 pounds in 2 months, it was, I'm going to say 20. 20 is like an actual number. 30 pounds is like, the extra 10 pounds is easy, like water weight, that kind of stuff. But anyway, so I was very disciplined. I exercised pretty much every single day. I was eating very clean, everything like that. And after I lost my 20 to 30 pounds in the past 2 months, I noticed that I started getting a little bit too relaxed on my habits in terms of, I would say, exercise as well as diet. Like today, I didn't really think about, how many calories am I consuming? I didn't think about, am I eating meat or am I eating things that are deep fried, things like that. So I've kind of just let that go. And in a way, I want to have this conversation because I think we all kind of structure our lives in a different way. We all deal with habits in a different way. And for me, I guess for me, I just want to have an open conversation because I noticed that I'm not on track. And, for me, it doesn't feel, how do I say this? It doesn't feel good to be this off track in a way. So what I'm essentially saying is I get to get back on track. Bless you. You got a question? Let me see. So, yeah, there we go. I just want to have open conversation. You know, I am in the middle of creating a solution for, you know, kind of like getting back that mindset of how do I begin to eat healthy again, and start exercising again. So those two things. Yeah, is it possible? Yes, absolutely. You know, I've already done it before. It's just like getting present and getting focused on, you know, why is it important to me to keep up these good habits of exercising regularly and also eating fairly clean, you know, at least somewhat balanced or more balanced than I am right now. Same thing goes for you, you know, like I'm kind of curious for you, like what are some of the habits that you have? You know, what are some of the bad habits that you have, and you know, what are some habits that you want to change and improve upon? So if you want to write that down in the comment section, I'd love to hear what habits you have that you kind of want to change. All right. By the way, I see your comments. I'll read your comments in just a second. Let's see here. Yeah. So again, I'm thinking out loud in terms of my habits. I do want to get back on track. I'm trying to find this balance. There's a part of me that like I enjoy the freedom and flexibility of like not being on track, but it also doesn't feel good on a deeper level. So I'm definitely working on that. So what's my plan right now? My plan right now is, ooh, this is a rough one. I think I could do better than I'm thinking right now. I think I could push myself a little bit more, but I'm gonna, I don't know how to say it, like in a way for me mentally, I'm like, I'm gonna kind of take this weekend a little bit more chill, but I'm gonna transition back into at least having a little bit more structure. And yeah, I think when we follow our I guess our guidelines or our promises or our goals and things like that, I think when we follow those, we feel more confident, and I think that's a good way to build up our self-esteem. Yeah, and I think this is more of a, I want to say, like, this kind of self-esteem, I don't know if there's multiple types of self-esteem. Is there more long-term permanent self-esteem, and is there more short-term self-esteem? If I were to guess, I believe there is both, like more short-term, long-term and short-term. And I do know when we follow our habits, you know, for extended period of time, of course, that's going to build both short-term and our long-term self-esteem / confidence. But yeah, I definitely want to have that kind of like that positive energy back, which I think there's a part of me that's lacking a little bit. So looking forward to getting back on track there. All right, so going back to your questions, Ken says about how many schools do you visit per year? Good question. Let me see here. You know, I don't keep track of that. I have like a spreadsheet that I do how many presentations I've done. Let me guess how many schools I've been to this year. No. I'm gonna guess this year I've been to, or this year I will be going to, I don't know, 50 or so. Anyway. 50? I don't know if that's too high. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna say about 50. Like the whole year. And I'm in the process of like continuing to, you know, book more speaking gigs and try to get to more schools. So my goal, I would say, is to do to go to about 100 schools a year. I think that's my goal. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Let's see. Game Master says, well, there is medicine. That's a drug and it's good. I agree. I thought about that, but I'm like, do I want to say that one? Lisa says, yeah, true. Anyway, hi, Richard. Let's see. Okay. Whoop. Lisa, I see your comment. I just showed it. I don't know why it got marked as, it got flagged or something. I have a bad habit of thinking I'm too fat and I should eat less, but all my friends are always saying that I am not fat, so I end up starving myself. I really want to change that. Let's see. So you think you're too fat and you feel like you should eat less, but all your friends are always saying that I am not fat, so I end up starving myself, and I really want to change that. Well, this is kind of my own personal opinion, but one thing you could do, Lisa, and I think this is a little bit more objective. Instead of like depending on us to tell us if we're fat or not, or our friends telling us we're fat or not, or family, whatever. What if we just try it on, see if this works for you. Just try Googling whatever, what is it, like body mass BMI, body mass index on Google, and then look at the chart for females. What is it, BMI, body weight, body mass index? Anyway, it's the one where like it tells you what zone you're in terms of like based off your height and your weight, and it'll tell you if you're whatever it is, like underweight, average, or like average, overweight, obese, morbidly obese, whatever it is. And I think that is more of a medical way to see if whatever you're overweight or not. And I think that's a decent guideline to start with. At least I think for me personally, it's a nice guideline that's kind of works for me. Yeah. And I think it's a good measurement of how to stay healthy in terms of weight. So that's all I have to say there. Clorox, good to see you on. Long time no see. Yeah, good to see you again. Madison Sherman says, do you visit schools around the country? That is my goal. I definitely want to speak at, I would love to travel more and speak at different schools. So far, I'm mostly on the Western United States. So mostly California. I've done some Arizona, and crossing my fingers for Hawaii. Potentially Kentucky. It's just like if schools invite me to speak. But anyway, I have most of my relationships that I have are in Southern California right now. But I'm slowly starting to expand, one little area at a time. So, yep, there we go. Ken says, have you ever thought about speaking for the animals or consider speaking for the animals? Let's see. Speaking for the animals. That sounds like fun. Never thought about that one. Madison says, come to Boston. I would love to. Hold on. There's a little asterisk there. Boston, awesome. Preferably not in the winter or the summer. It's really cold or really hot. Last time I checked. So anyway, hey Madison, if you can get your school to book me to invite me to speak at your school, that'd be pretty awesome. I would love to. Just Being lives in Boston as well. Just Being, good to see you on. Thanks for hopping on again, and sort of long time no see. Yeah. Alrighty. So, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit chill today. For whoever's on right now, feel free to ask any questions. I don't want to. I'm a little bit on weekend mode right now. Chill mode. Let's see. Madison says hi. Yeah, we got snow at the March for our lives today. I got two snow days. Oh goodness. We in Southern California are very spoiled. Like literally, it's sunny every single day. It rained yesterday and 2 days ago. That was very odd for us. Like what? Why is it raining so hard? Like I actually have to watch, when I drive and stuff. Okay. Let's see. Daniel Sandoval. I remember your name. Let's see. I'm mixing it up. I do know. Let's see. Hold on. Daniel Sandoval. I'm thinking about. I feel like I recently spoke at your school. I've been to a lot of schools, and we've had quite a few. I remember your name. So that's one thing that I can do on YouTube Live. I'm not good with faces, but I remember when I see people, I think visually, when I see like a name, it's easier for me to remember visually. But if you say your name, I have a hard time remembering it, like in person. So I'm learning about myself right now. Let's see. Clorox says, which are your favorite high schools you visited, or do a top 3, understand if they are all equal. All schools are equal. Let me see. Do you go to high school? Oh, gotcha. You guys are having a conversation. Cool. Let's see. Favorite schools that I've been to? Honestly, let's see. So I'm happy to. You're asking me to go to dangerous territory here. I'm not gonna lie. Most of the schools that I've been to recently have been pretty awesome. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna miss schools if I do this. So yeah. It's weird. Like I can't give you a top three because it's like sometimes like I need to like look at a list. But I mean Johnson Middle School is awesome. Bell Gardens was awesome. Let's see. Walnut Park was amazing. Let's see. What else have we been to recently? I'm so bad with these school names. I'm thinking Moreno Valley. I'm literally missing, like, I know there's that school that I went to last week. You guys matter. I'm just blanking out right now. All right, too much brain work right now. I'm gonna pause right now. Johnson Middle School. Yeah, Johnson Middle School. Yeah, Johnson Middle School was a lot of fun. I totally appreciate that one. Framingham High School. Nice. That'll be the next school. Framingham High School. That's where we're going to right now. All right, cool. So I want to get back to the topic at hand. Let's talk about a little bit more. And if you got like questions related to the topic, let's do it. Otherwise, maybe it'll be a slightly shorter stream today. So habits. So here's a question off the top of my head that I want to propose. So let's make this a little bit productive. Let's talk about habits. How do we break bad habits, and how do we start creating positive habits? Just questions off the top of my head. All right. So let's start with number one. How do we break bad habits? First one. So breaking bad habits. Breaking bad habits. I recently heard something, which was new to me. So I don't know if you remember this, Christine.
What?
Do you remember the conversation about how like we don't break or like remove bad habits, but rather
we
replace them?
And it takes 21 days to build.
Do you agree with that? That we don't remove bad habits, we just replace them,
You
or
need to replace them, or your mind goes on auto mode.
so the bad habits are always there, always, unless you
Unless
replace them.
Replace also means stopping it. It's the same thing.
So does that mean you're breaking a bad habit?
You're replacing a bad habit.
So do you keep the bad habit when you replace it?
It's gone. For instance, because we only eat 3 times a day.
Okay.
We replaced it. It's gone.
So I'm having two-way conversation right now. Here I want to talk about bad habits. All right, let's talk about video games right now. All right. We got Christine off screen, but I'll relay the information, or you could come chill here. Up to you. So here's a really good one. Let's talk about video games. So for me, I'm gonna
say hi.
Okay. All right. All right, Christine.
Hi. Wait. Come here.
All right.
Hello.
This is Christine. If you don't know who she is,
I am.
Hi there.
To be announced. Anyway, what were you saying?
All right, so we're talking about habits. How do we break bad habits? So, my question is, do we break bad habits, or do we does it just get replaced by a positive habit? So let's use context. Let's talk about Richard playing video games. All right. So let's say back in the day I used to play a lot of video games, and I decided to quit. You know, I stopped playing for several months, and I was pretty good without playing it. And then all of a sudden, you know, I noticed a lot of other people, you know, a lot of young people are playing whatever, Fortnite and stuff. So I'm like, hey, I'll just try this or whatever. So I installed Fortnite, and then, you know, we played League of Legends once just to test it out. I played it, and then I started playing a little bit more, and I noticed that that addiction was still there. So then that's why I uninstalled it.
Right.
So thoughts?
I think habit is just basically how you use time. So let's say your habit before, after you quit video games, is you're gonna work or you're gonna study from 8 o'clock to, let's say, 5 p.m. That is your habit, right? And then you have healthy lunch. But when you say addiction, that it came back, it's not that your bad habit was there. You replaced your habit, which is to work and eat healthy, from 8 to 5 to one of video games. Do you get it?
I didn't catch that.
Habit is basically how you use your time. So you installed a new habit, which is to work.
Okay.
Okay? So it's there. But you replaced it with video games.
So I had a bad habit. I replaced the bad habit with a good habit.
And then you replace the good habit with a bad habit.
Okay.
So it's basically just how you use your time.
I feel like I don't know if I'm catching it correctly, but I feel like I kind of not that I disagree, but I have a different perspective of it. I feel like bad habits in a way are kind of there. Like
I disagree. I'll go on, but continue.
Okay, so let's talk about League of Legends, for example. Like, I stopped playing League of Legends, right? And I was good. I replaced the habit with something positive, work. And I was working. I don't need League of Legends in my life. But once it was reintroduced to me, like, I remembered, oh, this is fun, and I just started playing it. So that wasn't a new bad habit. That was a bad habit from before. By the way, there's nothing wrong with playing games. It's just when you start playing it from a addictive, kind of like mindless way, that's when you got to be careful. Do you understand?
I do understand. I think when you're talking about what came back, it didn't come back. It's a skill that you have. For instance, we talk about bicycle. You have a habit of bicycling to your school from 7 to 8 a.m. every single day. And then one day you got a car.
Okay.
Okay? And then today I tell you the car's broken and you have to take the bike.
Right.
For one day.
Okay.
Right? So you take the bike, you know how to ride the bike.
Sure.
Because that's your skill.
Okay.
But that doesn't make it a habit. So the same with you. That's why it takes 21 days to build a habit. The same with you. You're working and today introduce gaming to you for one day. You know how to play it, but it's not necessarily a habit that came back. But if you continue playing for like 20 plus days for a whole month, this skill that you have becomes a habit again. So habit is basically how you use time, like over a long time.
Okay.
But of course, we have the different definitions.
Okay. Interesting.
So I think like as long as you don't make it a habit, it won't be a habit. But it's a skill that you have. You can't erase it.
What's a skill?
The fact that you know how to play games.
Okay.
It's like for me, I can ride the bike.
Okay, so now I'm curious. Let's see.
No.
By the way, we'll get to your comments in just a second. Sorry. I want to make sure we flush this out, and then we'll cue you guys in. So what's your definition of a bad habit?
I think okay, let's first define habit.
Okay.
Habit is a prolonged it's basically 21 plus days, something you do every single day. That's a habit.
Okay.
What is a bad habit? A bad habit is one that is not good for your growth and your vision for yourself.
Okay.
So today, let's say your goal is what do you call this? To get honor roll in your school.
Okay.
You want to get straight A's. So a bad habit would be something that's counter to that.
Okay.
Which is to skip school and not listen to your teachers and just go out.
Okay.
And you do that for every single day.
So what would you call... Okay, so what if I decided, you know what, I'm gonna just... here, let's use like a very hard, concrete example. Let's say drugs, okay? Let's say I don't do drugs for 21 days in a row. Mm-hmm. Today I decide to do drugs. Mm-hmm. I don't do drugs, by the way. It's just hard example. Mm-hmm. Let's say I'm like... Oh, you know what? Today I'm going to do drugs. Does that mean... let's say back in the day I used to do drugs. And then I stopped for 5 years or something. And today I decide to do drugs.
And that's not a bad habit.
What do you call this then? A bad choice?
It's a vice.
What?
A vice.
A vice. Huh. Okay.
It is... Yeah, it's like drinking alcohol. If you drink beer or vodka, you're a hard drinker and you stop, and then for one day you decide to drink again, that doesn't make it a habit. It's just a vice. You know, but if you continue smoking weed for like a whole month, every single day at 8 p.m., then obviously you're
then it becomes a habit. Okay, so a vice.
A vice.
Got it.
So the same with gaming.
Yeah.
It's just a hobby. So we're good?
Yeah. Sure.
我先走了。
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks, Christine.
Bye.
That's Christine, everyone. Hopefully, I don't know who was. I don't know if you guys were doing side conversation or, you know, if that was supportive. I'll summarize what we talked about just now. Let's see. I see you guys having side conversation, which is perfectly cool. Cool. Awesome. Okay, cool. You guys were having side conversation. So, I'm going to go back to the conversation of habit. And pretty much what I got from Christine was that, let's see. So, if we do something once, like, I don't know, I guess from my perspective, if I were to go back and play games for like a day, like I did today, in a way that's like getting back a bad habit. But to Christine's point, a habit is something more long-term. So instead of it saying like, if I were to play games today, you know, like go back to whatever, playing League of Legends, that's more of a vice, more of a thing I do to escape or something like that. It only becomes a bad habit when I do it like habitually, meaning I do it over and over and over and over again. So that's what I have to say. So, if you do a bad habit for like once or twice, I think it's more of a vice to Christine's definition. But if we are not mindful of it and we allow ourselves to keep doing it over and over, then it becomes a bad habit. That's what I'm hearing. Anyway, what's the point of this? Cool. Alrighty. So how do we break our bad vices, habits? Things that are not helping us. How to break them? Well, I think it's just being mindful of how our habits, whatever, etc., are affecting us, and affecting us, and then asking ourselves why we need to stop, and then stop. How do we create good habits? I think it's the same thing. It's being mindful of our why it's important, and starting to do it. Okay, I'm talking super basic stuff that you already know. With that being said, I see you guys having a lot of side conversations. Let's see. EU feeds, I don't know if you're talking to Boston people. Here in California, it's 8:30. In Boston time, the other guys who are on right now, it is now, what is that? 11:30 p.m. So there we go. Cool. With that being said, I think I'm gonna leave the conversation as is right now. Feel free to continue chatting with each other. I think you should be able to talk to each other even after the live stream ends. So enjoy. I'm gonna hop off for now. Thanks for hopping on tonight, and looking forward to having more solid, topic-based streams. Okay. All right, peoples. I'm gonna hop off for now. Take care. We'll talk soon. Yeah, just being. What's up? Man. Nah, I'm. Let's see. Next time. All right. We'll be back on again. All right. Feel free to connect with each other. You guys could use the Discord channel or connect other places. You guys could message me on Discord. If you guys hold on, let me clarify that again. Hey, for anyone who wants to chat after this live stream, just join our Discord channel right there. And I'll see messages and I'll respond back to your messages, and feel free to keep talking there. Okay. We have a lot of different channels. Cool. Alrighty, peoples. Have a good night. Take care.